if your young horse is getting more tense, more resistance, or just less fluid in their training, and you're like, what is going on? This is not a training problem. So I was called to see a 4-year-old Warmblood that had been consistent with dressage training for about 18 months now. So young horse, okay, 4 years old. The rider described absolutely everything that I regularly hear, but for me, this detail is so important because it paints the picture. And you, as the rider, knows the horse so well. So the more I know, the better. So this young horse had become more difficult, and the more effort that was going in, the less fluid and the less the work progressed. Every session this rider described was like, what is going on? There is no pain. There is no, like, clear from the vet, clear from the physios, the chiros. So what is going on with this horse? So every session felt like maintenance rather than actual development. The setup that this horse had not refused anything, had never been unsound, past everything, and yet something still was not consistent. The case becomes the thread of what I see and what I'm basing this entire webinar series for July on. So this series is called The Lifetime Horse, and I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few weeks for the live webinar on the 25th of July 2026. If you haven't signed up already, comment the word horse below, we'll send you through the details. And if you're watching this on recording, comment the horse or message me and let's see if we can either send you the recording or find some way. So this rider has done everything right. The training is structured, the horse was working, but the quality of the movement just was not improving the way it should. And the harder she worked, the more effort she put in, the more that was required from both of them. So the rider in this case had been through everything. The professionals were involved and yes, found minor things, but nothing to really explain what the rider was feeling. But more importantly, there was no real change in the horse. And this is the most important thing, right? You can have your horse seen by anyone, but the proof is in the pudding. Like, the proof is in how your horse is moving after that treatment, or how they feel during and after that training session. So the most important takeaway here that I really want to share with you is that the developing horse between these ages of birth up to 10 years old is not waiting to be taught. It is actually constructing itself. And what it is constructing is this template of movement that will run for the rest of its life. So the tendons are elastic and responsive. The nervous system is actively deciding how to organize itself. And every demand that the young horse encounters consistently shapes what gets built. So the main thing to really take home from here is that we, when training, treating, managing these horses from birth to 10, have to be very aware that we have almost a very short time frame to develop and support their proprioception, to test in a progressive way their bodies on different surfaces, to build, strengthen those tendons. This is vital and really not spoken about more, but again, you're probably listening here going, well, yeah, that's common sense, isn't it? Is it? When a young horse's muscles, when a young horse is going through these stages and say we push them, say they come into that little bit of fatigue. So once these young horses' muscles fatigue past the capacity that they currently have, the nervous system does not stop the movement. It reorganizes it. And this is different in comparison to like a geriatric and older horse, okay? It finds an alternative recruitment pattern that allows the movement to continue, and it does not categorize or put those into a catalog, those patterns as a temporary solution. So it files them as a method. So if the horse encounters the same demands before it has recovered, then the same, don't lie.